Hey everybody, welcome to zlatanobojmtg, and today we're looking at Jamie Batt's Orzhov Sacrifice deck. Thanks for showing us the deck, Jamie.
No worries.
So yeah, if you want to give us a quick overview of the creature base first.
Yeah, so the creature base is 4 Doom Travellers, 4 Grave Crawlers, 2 Digraph Ghouls, 4 Blood Artists, 4 Cartel Aristocrats, 4 Garrus Messengers, and 1 Geist-Honored Monk.
One lonely Geist-Honored Monk. So let's start off at the low end with the Doom Traveller. Explain your choices.
Doom Traveller, yeah, it doesn't see much play in other decks that would run white because it again, it's not. There are just better ones. Champion the Parish, if you're running humans, is obviously just de facto human one drop at the minute.
Yeah.
But in this sort of deck, when you talk about the synergy and how cards interact with each other, it's a lot better than Champion the Parish because the amount of humans in it isn't that great. But also it comes back as another creature. So
Yeah.
It never really goes away.
Yeah, it gives you a flying blocker, obviously, and it's a great sack outlet for things we're going to be looking at later.
Yeah.
Gravecrawler.
And again, it's just a very good card. It's more just sack fodder almost. But again, it's quite an aggressive card because it can't block. You just swing every turn, and they can take 2, and it can kill anything with two toughness if they block. So there are some good creatures that only have 2 toughness, and if you force them to block with that creature, you can get rid of it. And again, it's one of the cards you can keep reoccurring if you have another zombie on the battlefield.
And one of those zombies is Digraph Ghoul.
Yep. Digraph Ghoul is just a good 1-drop zombie. I think it's a 1-drop 2/2. He enters tap, yes, but the main purpose it's in here for is really to trigger the reoccurrence of the Gravecrawler to act as another zombie.
And again, obviously, with that, you can be sacking the Gravecrawlers, bringing them back with Digraph Ghoul, re-sacking them.
Yeah.
Which is a really useful thing. And the things that do the sacking we're going to go on to now, and one of the creatures that is just prevalent in any sort of sacrificial deck is, of course, Blood Artist, the king that is.
I really like Blood Artist. Ever since I saw it, I knew it was going to be a nice card to use. Again, it doesn't see a huge amount of play really at the top level, but as a casual, even even just beyond casual, it still does a lot of work in a deck like this.
I think you can see that at tier 2.
Yeah, easily. Because again, you're sacking creatures, you're gaining life, you're draining them, as well as all the attack that you're doing them. You're doing just with general attacking as well. It's just very good. It's just value, Really, it can't attack itself, but then it doesn't need to because it does its work without having to attack.
Yeah, of course. So. One of the creatures that you'd love to see on any sort of board which runs black is, of course, Garrus Messenger. You've got 4 of those. Pretty an obvious choice, I would guess. But explain yourself anyway.
Yeah, Garrus, again, it does. I think it's 3 really good uses. Really, one, it's another zombie for Gravecrawler, so it allows Gravecrawler to come back to be able to keep being sacked. It deals damage when it enters the battlefield, which is another big thing because it's just free damage. You just play him and you drain them for 2.
Yeah.
As Undying as well is the third main thing because it comes back if it's sacked. It doesn't go away. It's a bit like Doom Traveller except that it comes back, drains another 2. So even if you just drop him, sack him straight away, you've drained them 4 life. And if you've got a Blood Artist out, that's 5 life there, and you haven't even had to attack them.
Yeah, so it's 4 life without any sort of attack. It's a great utility and also an aggro piece.
Yeah.
The thing that is doing all the sacrificing we're getting onto now, and it's the All-Star that had a deck pretty much named after it, the Aristocrats. We have Cartel Aristocrat.
Yeah, it's sort of almost like the little sister to Falconwrath Aristocrat, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just any sacrifice effect that means you don't have to tap, pay mana or anything is gonna be big business really because you don't even need to pay anything to sack a creature. In response to things, you can give it, and also the fact that it's not just a sacrifice this creature. It's not like a Bloodthrone Vampire where you sack it and it gets +2/+2. It's like it actually gives them it gives it protection.
Yeah.
So again, she's good at offensive creature as well. You sack a creature to her, say protection from red, protection from green, if whatever colour deck you're playing, and she gets through for damage.
Yeah.
And also she just instantly turns on Blood Artist, instantly sacks Gravecrawlers, sack your Doom Traveller, any creature.
Garrus, Doom Traveller for a spirit, which you can also then sack. And exactly. I've seen so many games end against this deck, myself playing it as well. Having these 2 creatures out, Blood Artist and Cartel Aristocrat, I've been on the board when I'm about to attack for the win, I attack and you just sack your whole team and win without a second thought, and it's just so difficult to get past that. It's incredibly tough to beat this deck. And we go right up the only one of in this deck really, Geist on a Monk. Why is that there? Just for late game, I guess.
Yeah, if you pick a Geist up, again she interacts with the deck. She hardly sees any play, if not none at all really. But I've always liked Geist on a Monk because you'll see later when we go through the spells there's quite a lot of token gen in this as well. Again, we'll get onto that later, but she comes in and brings 2 spirits with her straight away. So that's instant. If you've got a card to aristocrat, that's instant sack.
Yeah, instant sack outlets.
And she can become very big, and she's vigilant as well. So if you get on the board, it's she can kind of win games. She's vigilant. Yeah. She doesn't. So you can attack and block. If she's she can be a 7/7 on turn 5.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, easily. So, well, thanks for that. That's the creature base. Moving on to the spells next. So let's go. So now we're heading on to spells and also land. So give us a quick run through of what you got on the board, Jamie.
Yep. 2 Tragic Slips, 3 Orzhov Charms, 4 Gather the Townsfolk, 2 Victim of Nights, 4 Lingering Souls, and then land I've got 7 Plains, 8 Swamp, 4 Isolated Chapels, and 3 Cavern of Souls.
Okay, so let's start off with Tragic Slip.
Tragic Slip, pretty much the best choice of remove, I think, in this deck, because you can switch the Morbid on at will if you've got a card to aristocrat out. And it's good just because you can Tragic Slip their 1-drop on your turn and just clear the board of 1-drops, slow them down, or again later game if you've got a 5/5 that hits a board, you can just sack a creature and for 1 mana you can remove it straight away. And then Orzhov Charm, again, it's kind of, there's only really 2 relevant uses. The return the creature and enchantments to owner's hand.
Yeah, is not relevant.
Really relevant. But the fact that returning the 1-drop to play is quite a nice one. With the amount of 1-drops in this deck as well, you can Orzhov Charm back a Doomed Traveller, and that gives you 2 more sack outlets for card to aristocrat.
Yeah. So
there's always that. That's a good use, and I've used that a couple of times to good effect.
And obviously removal as well.
And and the third, the second main use. This is for the removal.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Tragic Slip or the Victim of Night, which I'm going to get onto. But because it makes you lose that life. But sometimes it doesn't matter, because with the Blood Artist, if you can gain the life back, Blood Artist, taking 3 isn't the end of the world.
No. So as you were saying, Victim of Night.
Yeah, Victim of Night. It's seen occasionally pops up because it is pretty much unconditional removal, unless you've got a vampire, a werewolf, or a zombie.
Yeah.
But zombies isn't really seen a lot anymore.
Yeah.
And most of the zombies aren't creatures you really want dying.
Yeah.
You really put yourself out your way to kill. There are some nice vampires around, like Falconwrath Aristocrat, for example, but she protects herself anyway. So if you Victim a Knight of Falconwrath, it's probably going to still stay around anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously you can't Victim a Knight it, but if you try to, even if you try and remove it by other means, it's probably going to stay around.
So then Gather Townsfolk.
Gather Townsfolk. Again, it's just token gen, pure token gen, just for sack outlets, and chump blockers in some cases. There's some cases we might just have to chump it. The Fateful Hour probably never ever gets seen.
No, yeah. But it's about the sack
very
outlets.
Rare example. If I'm on 5 or below,
you're
going to get 5 humans, sack them, and if you got a Blood Artist out, that's 5 damage there.
Yeah.
Or just there's multiple uses, but Garen's mainly for token gen and chumping.
Yeah,
and sack outlets, really.
And of course we get on to next, the big all-star of this deck. Where would you be without the overpowered spell that is Lingering Souls?
Yeah, it does a lot of work.
Does it? It really?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Just the fact it's 3 mana for 2 flyers, so it's like a sorcery speed Midnight Haunting.
Yeah.
When you think, oh no, but then you look at the flashback cost.
Yeah.
And any card with a flashback cost cheaper than its normal cost.
It's got to be good.
It's got to be good. Like Unburial Rites. That's why Unburial Rites sees play in.
Yeah.
One, because it's the only sort of reanimate card in
that's actually worth. Yeah.
But the fact that even if you multi it, you can play it for cheaper, and it's again with Lingering Souls as well. If you somehow get milled, or people make you discard cards and things like that, you can it still is
It's still there.
It's still there. It's still available to be used. And even if not, turn 3 you can Lingering Souls. Turn 4 play land. You could play Orzhov Charm or Victim of Night for removal, and then flashback your Lingering Souls.
Yeah.
So within 2 turns you've gone from nothing to having 4 flyers.
I mean, the prime use obviously is the sack outlets and chumping. You can chump and then protection and then sack and then
Again, it's
Blood
like
Artist is obviously the main trigger on this, and Cartel Aristocrat, but the token generators here just make this deck so consistent.
They're basically like flying Gather the Townsfolk. They do exactly the same purpose, but the fact that they're flying just chumps the flyers. And it's pretty much like having 8 copies of Lingering Souls. Yeah. Because they got flashbacks. It's having 8 of them in your deck.
Yeah, it's great value.
So it is very good value.
Land base, simple, as you said before. 8 swamp, I believe, and 7 plains.
Yeah, 8 or 7 plains. That's
and then
right,
Cavern of Souls you have 3, and Isolated Chapel. Obviously Cavern of Souls and Isolated Chapel to fix for Galralf for the triple black, and also Victim of Night at a pinch. I guess if you were looking at this, taking something out, moving things around, Godless Shrines would be a great example of something you could put in.
Yeah, I'd love. Yeah, obviously if I had got the
Godless Shrines, we do. Obviously we play on a budget here, but other than that, I think this deck is one of the most dangerous decks I've ever played against. It's incredibly hard to beat. The only few times I've beaten it is when, I've seen you have a really poor hand.
Mana screwed.
Yeah. But other than that, it can be an unstoppable juggernaut, but it's a juggernaut that slowly drains you away. It's not one that smashes into you. It's not one that you will be seeing catapulting its way into a victory. It's something that will sit back, build, and then suddenly just wipe itself. Hence the name Orzhov Sacrifice. Jamie, thank you very much for showing us the deck.
No worries.
It's been a pleasure talking to you and a pleasure looking through your cards. Join us again for more deck techs, spoilers, pack openings, and gameplay. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Noah and Jamie from zlatanobojmtg, and we'll see you soon for more Magic videos. Goodbye.
Goodbye.